Got it going. All right, lovely. So let's see where we're going to go today. I have a fair idea, but I always get surprised the same as you do. So let's just do our nice deep breathing, close those eyes, bring in a deeper breath further down, and just let it expand this time. Let that breath work for you instead of us finding it hard to breathe or working hard to get the breath functioning at the deepest level. Let's just intend that breath going way deep down into the hara center of our pelvic cradle and just let the breath expand into the energy field within. And as you collect the breath and whatever it is that you're willing to release, just with the out breath, gently let it go. And know that the out breath knows what to do. We don't have to do anything other than just relax into it. Breathing in a willingness to advance your level of awareness, your level of connection, your level of attunement to all that is holy and divine. See a beautiful pathway opening up that is colors and lights and stars. Lots of energy today being gifted to us. Just let your body energetically merge with all of the movement of the colors, flowing, expanding and contracting. Feel the energy that's all around you. Now breathe that energy into your inner sanctum. Bring all that beautiful color, shapes, stars, energies. Bring those energies in to your inner sanctum. And just stand there in stillness and in awe of how it feels to know that you have all of this to access in your creative center. You can create anything that you want, anything that you need, anything that you desire, by simply believing right here, right now, in this breath that you're taking in, that you absolutely deserve it. Bring in that knowing and feel at peace with it. There's nothing you have to do. There's nothing you have to be. There's nothing you have to have. You simply need to allow. Allow the creative energy to flow to you and through you, and then cycle it back into the universe with such a joy of knowing that all of this is here for our use, for our blessings, for our healing, and just for pleasure. A lot of what we have experienced in the past has taken a toll on us as souls, where we've struggled, we have felt defeated, we have felt disappointed, and we have felt things that perhaps were not in alignment with the best version of who we are. So allow yourself to use that breath right here, right now, to just elevate your soul, expand it, open it up, see your heart beaming and glowing into the energy field. And now just see creation pouring into you everything that you need and want and desire. Just let it pour into you, and always trust that with the out breath, your acceptance and your allowance of that to take place, to manifest, to become real, is always present. I'm going to go over to the cosmic tap that is always there for us to check out. Make sure your tap is wide open, not partially open, Not somewhat just a crack, but wide open so that everything can flow easily and effortlessly to you, through you, and beyond you. And just let that tap continue to flow in whatever direction or whatever function or whatever creation is needed. And that beautiful tap creates a trickle, and the trickle becomes a creek, and the creek becomes a river, and the river becomes a lake, and the lake flows to the ocean. That ocean is endless. The ocean is ever rising, ever falling, ever cycling, ever present. See yourself floating right now in that ocean. The sun is radiating down upon your face and your body. You're completely relaxed, completely at peace. So easy to just be in this moment when there's nothing around to distract you or disturb your peace. And as you're floating in that beautiful energy of the ocean, there's going to be an uncountable number of angels and fairies circling around you, filling the air. And right now, they are moving specifically to your head and your halo area. And their one and only task as you are floating quiet and effortless, surrendering to the moment, their only task is to gently massage and heal your head. Massaging the scalp with tiny fingers and huge wings. Massaging around and around in little spaces, and then massaging in bigger circles. With each breath that you take, the relaxation goes deeper. And we're going to breathe willingness to allow any stress that is in any part of your body to float all the way up to your head and the scalp. And as the angels and fairies are gently continuing to massage, feel the tingle, feel the energy opening up, feel the stress just floating away. Focus coming to the back of your head, where the spine joins your head. And focus on just allowing the tension and the stress to move out of that area quietly and gently. Peacefully feeling the massaging motion and how it soothes and comforts the heaviness that our head can sometimes be when we're worried, when we're not focused, when we're not connected. Sometimes the heaviness and the stress of life will sit right in that area. And the angels are just drawing it out with their wings. Fairies are drawing it out with their tiny fingers. Everyone is working together to release and remove all of your stress. That energy begins to expand and move up behind your ears in those areas where we can feel tightness. Sometimes we can feel discomfort. Sometimes the discomfort is in your ears. Allow the angels and the fairies to do what they do, gently massaging, releasing, healing, comforting. Allow that energy to move in both ears, connecting in the middle, and then rising through the crown. And just see that continuously happening until you feel a release. The energy behind the ears and those bones that get very tense. The energy within your ears that can be staticky, sometimes noisy, sometimes even energetically upsetting. Just see them sweeping and clearing, cleansing and releasing all that tension, all that stress. How the energy is connecting through the pineal and the pituitary glands that are master glands of the rest of your body. They're hardworking, they're constantly changing, they're ever energetically expanding and contracting. Just see the angels and the fairies massaging all those glands, all those areas, all those tasks that those glands are in charge of. Now the fairies are going to be using their tiny, tiny little fingers to decalcify the pineal gland. If there's any calcification there, their tiny little fingers are in there, just gently releasing it, pulling it away, sending it up through the crown into the atmosphere so it can be created into something that is more useful. And with the pituitary, just see the angels with their wings opening and closing, just soothing and comforting the pituitary gland and all of the chemical, electrical things that it does and how important it is. It's in charge of how youthful we feel. It's in charge of how we are aligned to our purpose. Just see their wings gently massaging, cleansing, clearing. Feel the sparkling energy that comes with the release. And let's just take a deep breath and use it, well, use the relief breath. Feel the relief and breathe it out. Big sigh of relief. Now the energy expanding into the third eye, that lens that we see life through. And the angels are going to be adjusting your lens so that you see things more clearly in the world around you, while the fairies are going to work in the opposite direction, and they're going to be meticulously adjusting how you perceive yourself. See yourself more joyful, more playful, more loving, more free, healthier, happier. See them just teaching you or reminding you how to have fun, how to be playful, how to be joyful. And use that energy of the playful side of you as you surface to the scalp, where our hair is the crowning glory of our body and our being. It represents our thoughts. It represents our feelings. It represents the energy that we emit, like little antennas, constantly drawing in and bringing in information, intention, and inspiration. And if you look at the surface, you'll actually see that over time, stress has taken a toll on our hair and how healthy it is. And we're going to, for a moment, imagine that our hair is a forest. It's meant to be alive and full of vibrancy and life. See the trees or the stems of the hair being strengthened, being opened, expanding. They're strong, healthy. And where they are rooted into our scalp and into our being, if you look down right now, you will see the angels and the fairies massaging away all the debris, all the limitations, all the stress, all the old thoughts, all the old feelings, all the old perceptions, like old leaves in the forest. Using the breath and allowing the new life and the new energy to emerge from our head and our scalp and our skull. With each breath, just see the new shoots of hair, new thought, new feeling, new vibration, new energy. With each breath, it grows stronger and higher. With each release breath, anything that is inhibiting beautiful, thick, natural, healthy growth is being released. And as we breathe again, the hair is stronger and more vibrant. Releasing the breath of anything that might limit your ability to have healthy and strong and glowing, beautiful hair. Now, as those new shoots of hair that you're witnessing are coming to the surface and rising up, imagine that they are simply antennas that are now being activated, that are going higher and higher into the dimensions, into those energy fields that bring more and more awareness and an awakening within us of who we truly are, why we're actually here, and how we can lift ourselves into a position where everything is in alignment with the creative force of all that is holy and divine. Like Jack and the Beanstalk, it's growing up through layers and layers and layers. That same journey that we took when we fell from grace and we fell down all those layers and layers and layers. Now we're rising up, remembering who we are, remembering why we're here, and remembering exactly what our true purpose is. Rise up with every hair on your head, expanding into the universe of thought, the universe of creativity, the universe of possibility, and then the universe of love that brings it all together and feeds it the nourishment that it needs to exist. Feel the love, draw it in, feel the light, breathe it in. Feel the truth, allow it in. Feel the expansiveness of you as a soul. And draw in acceptance that that's exactly who you are. So here we are as these beautiful beings floating in the ocean of emotion, allowing the stress to be shifted, released, cleansed, cleared. Hold that feeling and remember that feeling Anchor your heart into that expanded state of awareness and live from there. Nice deep breath in. And as we're breathing out, we're simply bringing ourselves back into an awakened state, but holding the energy of that healing. And as we're breathing out, just bring yourself back into this moment, into this reality, holding that blessing, holding the healing, holding the feeling. And when you're ready, just open your eyes. Yeah, that was just a gentle gift and blessing from the mother of creation. Because for the most part, as women, we attempt, and I'll use that word loosely, we attempt to carry the stresses of the world, thinking that we can, or that we should, or that we need to, or sometimes we have to. And we don't. We're simply conduits that bring it in and through and release it. And when it goes through the filter of love and it moves through the center of our heart, that holds those vibrations we were just in, we create a different world. And not just externally, but internally as well. Our world within and the world that we live in shines a little brighter. And we're going to need that going forward. And that's not being said to stress you out. It's being shared so that you realize every moment is a choice. And in those choices, we can contribute love and life in a beautiful world, or we can contribute stress and struggle, which there's already plenty of. So the challenge is each day to ask yourself, what am I contributing to? What am I participating in? And what am I offering that is potentially able to create a better world? That's our job. The rest of it is just distraction. And we're good at those. Yeah. Yeah. So would anyone like to share a little bit about their experience? There was a lot in there, but there was a lot being gifted to us today. And I do understand fully that the gift in what was given today is something that will serve you well as we move forward. Go ahead, Catherine.
Wow. Wow. I've always been of the belief that my hair is an extension of my energy. I always take very good care of my hair. I don't put anything on my skin or my scalp that has any chemicals or anything in it. People try to get me to take collagen. I'm like, I don't need that. I have very strong hair, but I was bathed in golden light the whole time. And as the fairies and the angels were clearing the pituitary and my pineal gland, it was like a kaleidoscope. And my dragon kept showing up. The face of my dragon was there. And that angel that had come to me in a meditation, Dahario, was there. And they're sitting there going, that's it, right there. Stop, it's right there. But it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I have recently been focusing more on starting my day off with good intentions for the whole day, not allowing any stress to enter into my field. And if it does, to be able to deal with it quickly and have it removed. And that just solidified everything that I've been working for the last few weeks.
Beautiful. Yeah, we have so much help right now. And they still kind of nudge every once in a while and say, you know, you can ask for more. But we're so used to being the one that others ask, we forget that we can ask too. We just
Yeah.
have a much different library of assistance than maybe others do. we've got we've got a lot of high level guides, angels. I don't want to call them servants. They're as joyful in being able to share with us as they see us when we share with others. It is that sense of contributing and participating and belonging that is meant to be balanced. Ask as much as you give. And when we give it all, then we should not be afraid to ask for it all.
I did a meditation the other day and I was surrounded by all the fae folk and the angels, and it was like they were all standing on a cliff looking down
Mm.
at me. And I was going through my Facebook memories the other day, and there was a meme that popped up with the angels all on a exactly what my meditation was. And I was like, perfect. I'm on the right path.
Yep. Well, we're always on the right path. It's just that there are moments when it feels a little more loving than others, but it's always the right path. And the more we trust that, the more light, the path gets more light. All right, who else would like to share? Go ahead, Nazreen.
I can go, but it's just I had a tough time staying with the meditation today. But even though I was going in and out of it, I did get few things, but they were kind of little amusing to me now. At that time, I was fighting with it. But it was like when you're talking about the pathway going up, because I've been working on those photos, I had one of those colorful pathways come up, but it was up in the galaxy,
Yes.
so not on the ground. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But then I got lost somewhere, and I in my own mind, because I've got too many things happening right now. So started doing, and then I brought myself back, and we were at you're talking about releasing stress from that area, you said. I said, and I'm going, which area? I want to release. I want to release which area. And then you talked about the ears.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, yeah, I've been having those. So it started clearing there. And that was beautiful. I was with you with that for the pituitary gland and all of that for some time. Then I got lost again.
Yeah.
Came back to where the hairs were, and for the hair you talked about in the forest, and I was like, no, forest has too many critters and stuff in it, so they are in my hair. And my brain goes, oh my god, lice, I don't want them in my hair. And my brain was just going at a tangent.
That was your stress keeping you from clearing it.
So it was like
Stress was
now
having fun with you.
now I find it funny, but at that time I was like, no, I don't want my hair to be a forest. And then you said new growth and all. Okay, I can deal with that. I like that.
Mhm.
So it was going through that, and then I got lost again.
Yeah. Yeah. No, stress has a way of wanting us to hold on to it. Remember, it's a relationship.
Yeah.
And there's been a commitment for so long in our human experience to the energy of stress that the idea of living without it or beyond it, it's kind of like a breakup or a separation or a termination. So stress is going to step in and say, oh, no, don't go doing that. You might not come back.
Yeah, for me it was like I think I've had a lot of release of stress after things that have worked out now. Now it's more than the stress. I am in my brain continuously coordinating stuff that I need to do. So it's not like so much stress. It's more like what do I need to do? I need to plan it out. So I'm continuously in my planning mode. And because of being in the planning mode, I keep going in and out of the meditation because I keep going back to planning.
Okay, so that is stress taking over your planning.
Ah,
So what is
okay.
stress going to plan? Stressful things. So you kind of have it backwards when you say, well, now that everything worked out, I'm not stressed. Yeah, you're still stressed. You're just working on the next thing that won't work out.
Ah,
So have a conversation with stress in a meditation. Go in and actually sit down and, sit right opposite to your stress energy and say, I really appreciate all the things that you have shown me, taught me, messed around with. I get that I needed to learn all of that, but I'm now interested in living without you. How can we go about that so that you're okay and I'm okay and we can both go on and do things that are different? So yeah, have a really good conversation with stress, because right now it's the only thing that keeps our alignment in a wavering energy. We're in, we're out, we're up, we're down. It's the old way. Yeah, stress is powerful, but it's our stress. We developed it, we created it, we designed it, and it does exactly what it's designed to do, and that is distract you from everything that can bless you.
well done.
Yeah. Good one, Nisreen. All right. Anyone else want to share there?
Okay.
Go ahead, Mary.
When you said it was a gift, it truly was a gift. As you know, I've kind of been picking up the slack because of Mike's condition, and we're not going to Cuba, which I was really looking forward to. But today, when you said we're floating in the water, it was like being in Cuba.
Yeah.
And the little massages, and I thought and when I came out, there was blues and purples, that blobs floating around in my vision. And when I came out, I felt so relaxed. I just felt like I came back from a week in Cuba. So it was a gift in that regard. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we don't have to go away to get away. And that's hard for us to think because we're so used to planning, the whole year for that 1 or 2 weeks that we get to run away. And we really need to be able to do this every day in order to stay in alignment and just in that energy of love, that we stay healthy, we stay happy, we serve, but we also receive. That's very important. All right. Well, I'm glad we could take you to Cuba. No passport required. All right. Who else is ready to share today? Go ahead, Joan.
Well, it was interesting because, first of all, I can't seem to wake up. I'm still in that
yeah.
meditation. But it was interesting because I've got glaucoma in there. I'm concerned about losing my driver's license. So it's been a week filled with that kind of stuff. But this morning I'm driving and I'm thinking, I'm just allowing the grace and the blessings to my eyes, to my head, to my hair. And then when you did this meditation, it was just like a extension of what I was feeling this morning, but on a deeper level. So the whole message of allowing was so loud and clear to me. And I went into such a deep place of allowing that I don't want to come back. Do you know what? I like it there. And
Yeah.
I could just stay there very nicely. Thank you.
Yeah. Have you done castor oil in your eye at night before bed?
Not in my eye, on the eyelids I have.
No, you put it right in the eye and it will correct the glaucoma.
Okay, so just put it in an eyedropper and put a drop in each eye?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I have to do it too because I too have glaucoma.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What about
it's an
cataract?
imbalance in the eye, and it's also a deficiency. So you would have to do your energy testing to see what it is that your body is deficient in, so that you can see yourself differently.
Okay. Does it help with cataracts as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Just put it in the eye. Does it have to be a special kind of castor oil that you get from somewhere, or?
I always buy the one from Edgar Casey's line of products. It's the one I've always used, so I don't know that it's any better or any different than others. I just haven't tried others.
Because I have some at home, so I don't know.
Yeah, energy test it with your body and just say, is this the one you need? And your body will tell you yay or nay, and go from there. But
I
yeah,
use the Queen of Thrones brand and make sure it's hexane free.
Mm.
That's the only thing. Make sure it's hexane free because hexane's a petroleum byproduct.
Okay.
no, our
Thank you.
our bodies can benefit so many ways from castor oil. So
Awesome. So
Yeah.
hexane free, because
yes.
I have castor oil. I've got lots of it because I use it on my neck and my face and everything.
Mhm.
Be great for Mike's knee too, Mary.
Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you, Donna.
You're welcome. So who else is going to share today? Come on, give it wings. It goes higher and vibrates better if you actually talk about it. No? Okay. So are there any questions that you have today? Anything that is going on that we need to check and see where the frequencies are right now? I know they're potentially all over the place. Doesn't have to be that way, but we can fly in that frequency. Go ahead, Joan.
Actually, it's funny because Cindy Mackey and I were talking about this just before our call today. So I I understand and I know how to go into what we call the upper room. And I understand about living from that place of divine being and being responsible for what I am creating. I am having a hard time staying there.
Because it's not where you belong.
Well, I want to be there.
Well, the upper room is putting it outside of yourself. It's the inner chamber of your heart that you are meant to be in and to ask questions from there. The upper room is similar to a higher level of your mind. The inner chamber of your heart is source and you in one space and place.
Yeah. Okay. Can you elaborate? Can you keep talking about that a bit?
The upper room, when we talk about it, it goes back to the programming that comes from religion, where if you're good enough and if you're smart enough and if you're far enough along, you get to be in the upper room. Well, the upper room is just a higher version of your logical self. Logical self is going to only give you what you've already experienced because that's all it knows. It only knows where you've already been. Your heart knows where you're meant to be. What if you're not meant to be where you've already been? What if you're meant to be in a brand new state and place? How would you get there in the upper room?
Okay, how would I get there from my heart space? What's
When you meet in the heart, your feeling center is in the solar plexus, and your mental mind is up here. What's halfway in between? The
throat?
heart.
Oh, the heart. Okay.
So when you meet in the heart, it brings the male and the female together in the presence of the creator. And they learn to work together. When mental mind is in charge, you can only experience what you've already experienced because it's programmed through memory and information that is just recycled. And if you live purely in an emotional state, then you never get to the point where things improve or things change or they're different because you're chronically emotional. and not able to sort through your emotions to get to a better place. So it's asking the male to meet the female in the heart. And that's where he supports her and she accepts him. What's the biggest battle between male and female? He's in charge and she just has to obey. That's programming. That's religious upper room programming. Well, guess what? There isn't anything that is ever created by thought alone. It's the female that steps forward with her passion and enthusiasm and creative abilities that actually manifests it. Without her, it's just a thought. So it really is essential that the male and the female work together. So here's kind of like a conversation that will be going on. He's having thoughts that are unloving. She's reacting by being afraid. And he looks at her and says, "What's the matter with you?" "Well, you keep having these thoughts." "Yeah, so?" "Well, I don't like how it feels." "Well, then you change how it feels." "No, I can't change how it feels until you change what you're thinking." And it goes back and forth and back and forth. It's like, not my problem, it's your problem. It's you're causing this, not me. Instead of them coming together and saying, "Oh, okay." So the male says, "Give me a minute, I'll come up with a better thought." And the moment he does, she feels better. And then he witnesses that and he goes, "Oh, you're already looking happier. Yeah, that felt better. Well, what if I have an even better thought?" "Yeah, that feels even better." And the two of them start supporting each other by elevating the frequencies, working in harmony. Remember, we all started out with judgment and fear. That's the lowest vibration, that's the lowest frequency. That's the male and female not getting along. He's standing there saying, "Don't tell me what to do." And she's standing there saying, "I can't help myself." What are they going to create? What are they going to manifest? Reasons for them to feel and be and think that way. So the heart chamber has perfectly two sides to that chamber that are equal. And when the commitment is to be more loving, then the male's task is to make sure that his thoughts are loving, kind, fair, and true. And the moment he enters into that responsibility, her reactions are, "I already feel better. I just keep feeling better. That feels even better." And that draws the two of them closer and closer together so that when the two are in perfect alignment with what is being created, guess what that is? Source.
So this whole week, we know that things are shifting. We know things are changing.
Yes?
The discussion that we were having was, and it's so hard to put this stuff into words. I'm just trying my best to articulate it, but basically, if could I not perceive that this change has already happened? Could I
No.
not? No,
Where does the change come from?
within. So couldn't
If
I?
it hasn't happened in here, how's it going to happen out there?
So
This
it
is
has.
the part that humanity is missing.
Yeah.
They keep waiting for things to change so that I feel better. And guess what?
It has
It's
to
our
start with.
responsibility to feel better and stay in alignment and in connection with source so that things go better. Everything is backwards right now. Think of everything as a mirror because that's basically the matrix is a mirror. And that's how we keep being trapped in the mirror because we're looking outside of ourselves for the answers that can only ever come from within. And I see so many people running around trying to find the answers everywhere but where they are. And it's hard until that moment when they actually experience it, feel it, know it in the same moment, that's a full connection to source. That's where miracles are manifest. Change yourself, and the world changes. This is how it was shown to me in the quantum language. For the most part, humans are running all over the place trying to change everything so that it works better, looks better, does better, is better, whatever. They're running around making all of that effort in all of those places, only to end up with the same results. In the quantum field, you go within and you change one thing. You get connected fully, male, female, connected to source. And guess what? Everything changes. Change that one thing that people are avoiding like it's the plague, and everything changes. And it's so much less work and effort. But until you actually experience it, you don't know the difference that it can make. Once you know the difference, everything changes. Yeah, go ahead, Nazreen.
I can totally relate to that with the stuff happening with me. And as most of you know, I was really tensed and worried about me not getting the visa and all that stuff. And my husband and I were talking sometime, I think just a couple of days before we got the visa. And I just talked with him and said, like, let's just not, we were getting upset at little things with the preparations and the stuff that's happening. And I said, like, let's just let it go. It's like, it's fine. Why are we getting, we have decided on this. Let's say that whatever happens, this is going to be it, and just release it. We're not going to think about it, not worry, trust in whatever happens. And when he and I both agreed to do that, within 2 days, got my visa. Next day we didn't even have to figure out what our staying stuff in one of the cities that we would be. Somebody came forward and said, hey, you need some place to stay, we have this. My sister-in-law is like, she can get you this reasonable price. Everything worked out like magic, and we didn't have to worry about a single thing. It just fell into place. And then my husband looks at me and said, we just had to shift that thinking and everything worked out. I said, yes, that's what we needed to do. Just let it go and shift our thinking from trying to control to just let it be and say whatever, just trust in things working out. And it did work out.
Yeah.
It was just beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's like
One thing that changes
first-hand
everything.
knowledge, and like, yeah, just let it go and it will be fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
And
was
it is a
beautiful.
challenge because the mental mind has been in control pretty much since the human experience began. So for the female to step into an equal role, she's got to step high. And it's not up to him to put her in that place. It's up to her to put herself in that place. The female within us needs to know that she's worthy, to feel that worthiness, to accept that worthiness, because that is her power. And that is what we're working towards. And it's, again, one of the hardest things that we will be challenged with, is to stand equal as divine female and divine male within, and allow that union that is the energy of source. That's what source is. Source is not divided into male and female. I know we use he when we talk about God, and we use her when we talk about Mother Earth, but that is just energetically symbolism that has been showing us and teaching us cosmically what happens when you separate the two. You don't have peace. You don't have unity. You don't have oneness when you separate them. They must come together, work together, and breathe together from the heart. So that's vitally important. And if nothing else comes out of today's journey that we were on together, ask yourself, what is my greatest weakness? Because in that lies your greatest strength that you're avoiding. Change one thing, that changes everything. And we will continue to work with that as the weeks go on. Because we really are in a position right now where that change needs to happen. If we truly and genuinely want this new world to unfold, we need to become it. That's what it's waiting for. It's not waiting for the white hats or the black hats or the off-worlders or it's not waiting for anyone. It's waiting for us. Why be given all these wonderful new things if we're still in the old reality, in the old system that broke everything apart and was a constant war? Why would we be handed the keys to the kingdom if we can't even make peace within? So yeah, we've got some work to do. And I'm really hoping in the next few weeks that that is one of the messages that I will be bringing more strongly and more publicly than I have been this far. Stepping up into a more responsible role. For the most part, I've been an observer of things going on, and I have genuinely trusted that everyone will find their way. But it has become very clear they're having a hard time finding their way. So I will be contributing and creating things to assist in that process as an inspiration, not a you have to or you need to or you should, but simply as a way of getting people to think within their own spirit and their own heart. Do I genuinely feel that I am an exceptional representation of heaven on earth? And if that answer isn't 100% loud yes, now would be a good time to do some rethinking. Go ahead, Catherine, I saw your hand up.
I just wanted to say that I realize that the energy's been really chaotic, but I have a few messages that have come through, and one of which is we're close. We're so close. They're so desperate right now and trying to throw every piece of crap at the wall to see what's going to stick, and it's all sliding off. And I have had people, including my nephew who feels alone, come to me and ask me for help. So I'm going to try to be the teacher that shows him where to look, but lets him find the answers. Because it's not for me to give him all the answers. He has to find them himself.
When you talk about them being desperate, you're referring to what we have called the black hats.
Yes.
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 Well, the white hats are just as desperate. Because people are desperately in need of help and funding and financing and healing and helping. So here we have a perfect example of desperation aligning with desperation. And guess what we're creating? Reasons to be desperate. It's all coming from us. Black hat, white hat, I don't care what color hat you're wearing. The desperation is within us. We're desperately hoping, praying, asking, pleading for things to change. And Source is standing there saying, could happen in the blink of an eye, could happen any moment, but you're not going to find it outside of yourself. And it won't make a difference until you do. So, yeah,
I believe that I've mostly found that. I believe that I've mostly found I'm not waiting for anybody to come save me. I saved myself a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I realized that my life is my own and I make my own choices and I have to hold on to my responsibilities for my own choices.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that people now are asking more questions and looking for help, is the way I probably should have articulated.
yeah,
And
it's a good thing that people are asking. But again, I call it the spiritual shoppers. They're shopping everywhere that they possibly can, trying to find what they need, whether they take it as a supplement or they take it as a course or they take it as a drink, or they are desperately looking for answers. And there's only one place that it's available. And I believe that as we elevate our awareness and our hearts in the willingness to be ones to make that shift within us. That is a very short comment that you can make to people. There's only one place you can find it, and that's in your own heart. And they will either listen or they will disagree. But that's their story to tell. All you can do is offer. You know, it's like somebody running around the street saying, I need a McDonald's Big Mac. I need a McDonald's Big Mac. And you're saying, oh, there's one over there. No, I need it here. It's like, but it's over there. Just point them in the direction, and it's up to them to take the responsibility. And maybe it's only a seed that you sow today. Maybe it's just a seed that you sow that keeps surfacing every once in a while. You know, the message will work its way to the heart and not just the head. But for the most part, people just don't understand the dynamics of what is going on, and where the answer is so incredibly simple. We're all going to stand back at one point in the journey and kind of go, man, did we ever fight that hard? Like, we worked so hard not to get that point. It was very easy. I like to call it the 99 steps of, oh shit, to the one step of, oh wow, yeah, that was really easy. Love is simple. Love is easy. Love is just the answer to everything. So, yeah. Well, we had good discussion today. So, I do trust everybody's continuing to do the best they can, and don't be hard on yourself. There's no point. I mean, what's the point in feeling bad about what you have done in the past? We all agreed to do things to learn from them, and that took a lot of courage, a lot of strength, a lot of commitment. But there is a point when you got to be done. And we're not just done right now. We're done. There's nothing left to do. Yeah. Go ahead, Mary.
So I know we've talked a lot today, and so you said you only change one thing and then everything changes. So if you could distill that into that one thing, how would you put that?
It's
What is
different
it?
for every person. There's one, that's why I
Okay.
say find your weakness.
Okay.
Your weakness is the one thing that when you change it and you're on the other side of it, the opposite of whatever that is,
Okay.
everything changes. It has to. Energetically, frequency wise, just it has to change. So
Okay.
that's why I say don't go for something that's halfway there, go all the way there.
Mhm.
And it may be messy and it may be uncomfortable and it may bring up a lot of emotion, and good that it does. That tells you you're right on track. So, you know, it can be in the simplest things.
Mhm.
But when you hit it, you're going to know. You're going to feel it.
for me, Mary, it was I always wanted to be the one to help everybody. But I've been working on stepping back and healing myself and letting them see that so that they can do it themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
One of the biggest challenges, again, relating to women, because that's predominantly the ones that are searching the most right now, our kryptonite is the need to be needed.
Hmm.
It's an addiction.
Mm.
And watch how fast you put on your Superwoman cape the minute somebody says, "Oh my God, can you help me? I need this." Ta-da! I'll be right there. Well, that's fine. What you just did was you interfered with their growth. And now they got to go build another one. That's not helping. That's why I say everybody needs to go within, have a real good talk with your male and female. What is your weakness? What's your kryptonite? What's your deal breaker? You know, when you're in a friendship or a relationship or a situation where, you know, everything's going along fine, you're all in the honeymoon phase, and then all of a sudden, bang, something happens. You go, oh, okay, yeah, I was expecting that. Really? Why were you expecting it? Well, because it always happens. Really? Why does it always happen? Because you were expecting it. Why not expect something different? Ask yourself, why do I keep expecting things not to work out if I want them to work out? Careful what you ask for. No. All right, my lovelies, we've had a great session today. I appreciate each and every one of you for consistently or persistently showing up for your own well filling and your heart healing. That's
And I don't know
help each other.
if it's just me, but I am feeling a different strength about you in the last couple of weeks. I don't know if it's just me that's receiving differently, but I really appreciate it. It's profound.
There has been a significant shift, and it's just the beginning.
Well, I'm receiving and appreciating.
Yeah, I know that my time of hand holding is done.
Yep.
And sometimes that comes with just being willing to step into a deeper truth for a higher purpose. And that's where I'm at right now. Yeah. Yep. It's
Donna, would you have a couple minutes to talk about the picture? Just a couple. I wanted to tell you something
sure. No, that'd be good.
after.
Well,
Okay.
we're working on the videos. We're redoing them for our website. So look forward to that. There's a lot of changes coming. And remember, you're part of that change. Take care, everyone.
Have a great weekend, everybody. I'm going to build my greenhouse.
Oh, enjoy it. I bet it's warm today.
Yeah.
Mwah.
Thank
Share
you, Donna.
pictures.
Bye, everyone.
I will. We're taking them in stages, actually.
Okay.
We're building in stages, taking pictures in stages. So I will, Mark's going to put them together as a gift when we're done.
Okay.
Have a good
Right.
weekend.